So it seems that we're all in agreement that every movie coming out now is amazing. Now, that's really just how I feel. Not personally. It just seems that every movie's just... because of this new Mission Impossible movie. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people listening right now are like, oh no, man, that movie's amazing. Fuck, Mission Impossible is amazing. Look at all the stunts. Wow. Like, okay, great. I've seen just a few reviews of this movie, and, you know, I've also looked at my own that I've written. But it seems that a lot of people just seem to be looking at the action of the movie, and they think that just like great action scenes equals a good movie. I was pretty disappointed with it. I'm thinking it's like the worst of the Mission Impossible movies. From what I haven't seen the second one since that shit came out, but this new one is just, you know, it's all over. You know, with these like films divided up into two, they just can't stick they gotta like front load this whole movie with exposition, and then as if like all the action's gotta wait until like the second movie. Well, fuck that, man. And that's why it just seems so, just these like big, huge scenes of exposition where it's just like, you know, we must get the the sentient AI. We must go over there and grab it and then go over there. And it's like, it's not a whole lot that you need it, but they just overcomplicate it, and it's just makes me feel like a fucking idiot. I mean, I am, but I don't need that confirmed again by fucking Tom Cruise. I mean, the action is great. There's a lot of, like, great things. I mean, I'm watching, I'm like, I've already seen this in the fucking trailer. You didn't need to show the whole thing. Like, the whole train bit, you know, just... I swear to God they showed it, like, crashing in the trailer. Anyway, like, just hold off, you know, just show, like, the one thing. There is a philosophy that you can say, like, any film is great because if anyone likes a film, then that film is great no matter what other people think, you know. Like, a lot of films and a lot of things, like, you've barely even heard of them, and you just see them on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's got, like, 99% based on 100 million reviews, and you're like, what the fuck, what is this? I've never even heard of this shit. And then maybe you watch it, maybe you don't, but, like, you've just got that one friend that's like, oh, dude, it's fucking amazing. It's the best fucking show I've ever fucking seen. If you don't watch it, you're wasting your time. Go home right now and watch it. And that's how I feel about Better Call Saul. All these motherfuckers like, oh yeah, I'll get around to watching it at some point. No, do it now. How could you have watched Breaking Bad and loved it? And you're like, oh yeah, Better Call Saul, I'll watch it later. It's just as good. Come on, people, if not better. I really long for the days where we had free channels, you know. It was just like channel, we had ABC, 8, and KW7, TBD, shibbity boo, baby boo ba. Oh, man. I don't know why the 8 made me laugh so hard. We've got like 7 and 9 and 10. Oh, but there was the mysterious 8 that played, you know, the cursed episodes of The Simpsons and all, and like, and you know, if you stayed up late enough, you could see, you know, porn on that channel. Oh, but you gotta, like, you know, twist the antenna in the right way, and you gotta, like, you know, configure it into your ham radio or whatever. And I'm saying, like, I miss the days back in the 70s when I was growing up as a wee kid. Back then, it seemed like when television, yeah, I guess, was the main thing, and it was before cable, you know, you had the free channels, right? And I mean, I'm talking about a fucking memory I don't have it all. But, you know, if there's a big show, you know, maybe it's like a season finale, it's like everyone's watching it at the same time at like 7:30 or 8:30, and then you probably just have some bullcrap on the other two channels, just news, more sports. You got, probably just some crap, you know, because they know there's going to be like a big thing playing, I suppose. And it seemed like, you know, as they say, the water cooler show. Like a show that does unite people and have everyone, you know, being able to talk on the same, like, conversation, the same topic, you know, obviously just like a show, you know, ha, 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 you see this thing and that thing. But it is like, Because otherwise you're just standing around like, I didn't watch it. I was watching sports, and more sports, and the porn on the porn channel. Oh man, and then you're completely out of the conversation. But hey, I grew up where it seems like less and less is happening of that, because it's not like you have free channels anymore where it's like, oh, what the fuck are we gonna watch? Well, let's just watch the big show on this channel. No, you have there's literally an infinite amount of streams and shows. But even when the time I was a kid, it's still back then, it's like 5 channels. Well, some people have Foxtel, so fuck them. But everyone's watching basically the same shit, like, I guess, The Simpsons and Futurama and Family Guy and whatever. So, you can bond and conversate around that. But even back then, especially as I got older as a teenager, and the internet was becoming more of a thing where you got your fucking cultural slop come from. And I can remember, like, just each and every friend having their own thing that they'll watch. They're like, oh yeah, man, I'm looking at these fucking videos on like when people have to post videos on their own website, they're like, oh dude, check out this guy's called Shmushmush. It's hilarious videos, and you watch them in 60p and it's pixelated as fuck, and you're like, watching some fucking guy in the fucking Northwest or wherever, just in a snowy place, making his own vlogs before YouTube, and that kind of thing. Or it's like flashes that you might see on Newgrounds. I mean, at least Newgrounds, if you think about it like a channel, bit of a stretch, but maybe you could be watching the same videos on that. But and then especially when YouTube came around, it was like everyone has just their own channels, so not everyone is everyone's just watching their own thing. So I don't know, you wouldn't even like talk about like this thing and that thing. I'm trying to think about like the sort of stuff I watched as a teenager. Like, I guess it was the Flash Tub. And I had like 2 friends, I'd say, that watched them, but maybe not like every week like I did, so it wasn't like, oh dude, you see the new Flash Tub? Oh, maybe later. And I think now it's even more crazy, obviously, because like the internet slop is just even more atomized. I hope that's the right word, because that's what I want to go with. But where everyone has their own subscriptions to YouTube, TikTok, porn, whatever, and no one's watching the same porn anymore. Like, oh, you see that blowjob video? Nah, man, I was watching hentai. Oh, what about you? I'm a furry. I'm not watching any of that crap. What about you? I'm into actual bestiality. So, oh man, none of us can get along and circle jerk together. What a shame. How lonely the kind of society we live in these days. And that, I think, is really the problem that Biden should be fixing. He should just be, there should be only one porn channel, and you turn it on, and if it's what you want, you beat off, and if it isn't, then you're gonna make do and beat off anyway. And every time you go on there, it's just the same thing. Child pornography. You're like, oh, great. This seems to be what's most popular. But that's why I think that everything seems to be great. Like, I think with the Rotten Tomatoes, like, really, when you look at it, it says like 99 reviews. I mean, 99%. It's got like 5 reviews. But everyone's going around being like, dude, it's got 99 fucking percent Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, it must be the fucking second coming and the Holy Grail all fucking thrown into one. It must be the best fucking show ever, and might as well kill my girlfriend and my kids because I don't need anything anymore. I just need this show. It must be so amazing. And it's like, there's only 5 reviews. It's like, obviously the math doesn't work out, but 4 out of 5 liked it. And that one person was someone who's like me. He probably is me. He's like, oh, this is bullshit. Fucking Mission Impossible. What are you talking about? This crap. Great action, but actually some of the action scenes aren't even that great. But anyway, back to this whole situation. But it just seems like, in a way, that's cool, I guess, because it seems somewhat everything's tailor-made now. You're not just like watching what's it called? Dallas. Whoa, who shot JR? Oh, we're gonna go wait till the end of the fucking year to find out when the new season comes out. Oh, they're going around to everyone. Fuck, did you watch the everyone's having arguments and fistfights and placing bets and all that kind of thing, you know. What's the other one? Columbo? Yeah, it's not like everyone's just watching that show and like, you know, making do with like, well, this is what I gotta jerk off to now. It's like people are like, no, I want to watch the show with the, you know, fucking queer people and the furries and everything. That's my thing. So you got a TV show like that, and maybe it only lasts a couple of seasons, but, well, hey, at least you got fucking good. You will watch it again then, huh? There's got to be some more slop coming for you. Yeah, lick it up, lick it up. I've seen that a lot. A number of TV shows are just being deleted from their own streaming sites. Like, they're literally made for the streaming site. They're not elsewhere, in a sense, and then they're getting deleted. And people are kind of just saying, like, oh my god, it's gone forever. Like, you know, obviously, I'd imagine that they're still available on torrent sites and whatever. But, you know, think about it. This sort of thing happened all the time back in the 70s when I grew up. You know, you got all these shows that, yeah, might last one season, a few seasons. Or it doesn't even matter how many seasons. It depends on if they're entering into syndication, you know, when they do the reruns. And maybe the show isn't that popular, and maybe it did have some seasons, but then the syndication isn't going that well. And so, yeah, maybe it doesn't get aired again. That's, in a sense, being deleted, you know, because it's just not being broadcast anymore in those terms, you know. The equivalency with the torrenting for back then is you have people record it off TV. And then you got to find them somehow in the streets. And I don't know, but like God, yeah, 70s must have been difficult. But all coming back all the way to modern era, now those people can take those tapes and rip them and put them up on torrent sites or even YouTube. I'm sure you could just throw them on there and no one gives a shit about. No one's checking the copyright on shows that don't even exist anymore. You hope. And maybe some shows like have copyright issues as well, because like songs and stuff. Like I've certainly torrented shows where I'm like, yeah, it's not on DVD. You can't. Yes, it's the only way. You know, if you want to watch it with the original like soundtrack and everything. But anyway, yeah, people are just bitching and moaning like, oh, it's gonna be lost media. Oh no, it's being deleted. Get real, come on. It's there on your torrent sites. And I am, I'm so done with streaming. I'm so done with streaming because like I was watching some older movies and I saw that the aspect ratios were fucked with. Like, I'm watching it like, and it looks like it's widescreen, like your 177, whatever. And then at the end of the movie, like, as it cuts into the next shot where they have like an overlay of the credits going over the end shot, when it gets to that last shot, it then switches to the anamorphic aspect ratio. Yo, what the fuck? You were supposed to... Why didn't you show me that the whole time, you mother... This is binge, by the way. It's fucking binge full of bullcrap. Binge shit. This is ridiculous. I was watching movies on there and they did it twice. I was like, fuck you, what the hell's going on? Well, I guess what's going on is that people are going to watch and go, oh, why they got the bloody letterboxing? Why they got them black bars? And it's cutting out the image that I'm trying to look at. And then you zoom in so that you're actually cutting out the image and they're like, oh, that's better. No, you fucked it up. It's like if you went to the groceries and you bought yourself a Mars bar and someone had taken a bite out of it on either end. It's like, well, I'm going to torrent a full Mars bar. So fuck you. So yeah, you know, hey, like, I'm not sorry. You're the one that should be sorry. I mean, I'm just trying to watch a show and TV in like the right way that it should be watched, you know. And some of these streaming sites, like, you know, you can buy a Blu-ray for fucking $30 or whatever. But goddamn, if the show if it's available on Blu-ray, but yeah, streaming quality can be pretty undesirable quite a bit of the time. So yeah, that's how I feel about TV shows and movies these days is that people are just jizzing all over them, being like, "Oh, it's the greatest thing. Oh, I guess. This is like the most amazing thing ever, I suppose. What's next?" Anyway, I wasn't a big fan of the new Mission Impossible. Too much. Just not interested. Just like a lot of the same things, and so derivative. Like you're just watching. One of the action scenes I wasn't heaps impressed with, where they're driving around in Rome, and I'm like, fuck, I've seen this recently in the Fast movie. I watched like not even a month ago. And, you know, I think there was a bit more going on in that movie because they had like a big fucking ball that was like a bomb going around. It's like, they don't have that in the new Mission Impossible, I guess, because, you know, they're trying to not be whatever. And then like, I saw like a character dies in it. And then it's like a big emotional thing. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not emoted. This isn't working. Like, this character's pretty dull. Like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, you know, whatever. When it comes... I really do like the other Mission Impossible movies. I mean, sure, the characters aren't hot shit. But, you know, I'm just kind of looking at them to, like, you move the story forward, you know, to get that momentum. But yeah, when it happened in this movie, I didn't give a shit. It's like, you don't need to do it. Just kill a character and they're like, oh no, they died. Well, we need to get to the next thing then. So I just don't care. And then also, what was the other... spoilers, I guess, even though they're in the trailer. But at the end as well, like, so you get to the bit with the train, so... And the villain is like, oh, I will just press... The villain is like, not even a character either. He's just like, I'm gonna... I don't know, I'm a villain. It's not that interesting. Who gives a shit? But anyway, the villain, he's like, I'm going to jump off the train and there's bombs by the bridge. Oh, I press a button on my phone and the bomb is set. Oh, and you see them like, you know, these like bombs, you know, that... Yeah, they're on the bridge, and again, it looks like fucking the Fast X movie. At the end of that, spoilers, when there's bombs on the bridge. At least with Mission Impossible, they finished somewhat the story, although not really. They didn't. Anyway, fuck, I hate movies now. Like, it's just... I'm so fucking tired of this, like, splitting them up into two. And it's, yeah, don't do that. It's kind of annoying, you know. Just find a way to get it as a sequel, but rather than just, like, cutting it in half, you motherfuckers. I had a dream the other day that I watched Oppenheimer, and it ended with, like, you know, end of part 1. And I'm like, oh, God, even this movie? Fuck. It's like... You see the bomb, like, falling over Hiroshima. It's like... Cut to black. End of part 1. Oppenheimer 2. Big boy. Big man. Fuck, I don't know. I can't remember the... I think that's the name of it. But yeah, look, what I'm trying to really get to is that the writers that are on strike, you know, they should... I think it's, you know, they're working a job. They're working a job, and it's like a 9 to 5, maybe even longer kind of job. It's a job, you know, and they should be getting paid your living wages because they're working. They're working on something that people are, you know, licking up like slop, and it's generating money, you know. So that's fine, you know. Here's what I think should happen. The compromise should be that the writers in, you know, the Writers Guild in America should be taken out into the streets and publicly executed. You know, I think that's for all the injustices they've done to all the various shows and stuff. I mean, I don't know. This is what my friends have been saying, because I'm not the one getting pissed off about like this sci-fi show and that fantasy show and this show and being like, you know, whenever it has like the tiniest fucking sliver of competence at all, it just gets dashed away. Like, you know, it seemed like The Witcher was like that. I don't know. I can't comment too much, but it did seem like Henry Cavill was just dealing with like diversity hires who are like, we need to make him go over here, and then I don't know, we need this, and you know, looking at a fucking checkbox for what you need in there, and he's just like, as you can see on page 283 of book 13, it says here, so why are we contradicting? And it seemed like, I don't know, he might have got pissed off about that. I don't know, but yeah, I think, you know, these writers, they should be paid like a livable wage. I don't know exactly what they're being paid right now. I mean, I'm sure it's all over the place, but they just need to be paid proper, and then they need to be publicly executed, humiliated, castrated, executed over the course of however long this strike's been going on for. Like, we'll do it that again. Yeah, because you just the level of incompetence with movies and TV shows. I don't watch a lot of TV shows, and look, you don't need to kill someone like Mike White, the guy that did The White Lotus. Like, all right, if you're actually someone who's like sitting down and being like, let's write a show that's enjoyable for people to watch, and it was actually good. Now, when it comes to the people who are just like algorithmically just farting out a thing that just has, all of their agenda points placed awkwardly and horrifically into the show, so that when you say, oh, this obvious just sticks out like a fucking sore dick, they're like, oh my god, are you transphobic or something? Like, no, I'm criticizing your work, which sucks, and you need to be castrated in public and left to bleed to death for all of us to enjoy and take photos of. But you should be paid a proper wage. Anyway, that's really how I feel, because same with the directors as well and everyone, because I'm not too happy with like a lot of films coming out nowadays, and I'm not happy with certain things like the splitting films into two and all that kind of thing. And I mean, what like, I can't even think of any movies coming out that I really want to watch apart from Vortex, the new Gaspar Noé joint that I should. I mean, that came out ages ago and I still haven't fucking seen it. I mean, yeah, sure, but like, there's not even like any blockbusters that I give a shit about now. Like, John Wick is like done, like, and he had a good run, but like, that's the thing. You have just all these franchises that are just ran into the ground and, fucking beating off a dead horse. Like with John Wick, I mean, beating off a dead dog. But, I enjoy the 4 movies, but, do I need another one? Do I need a female spin-off? Do I need a TV show? Like, it's just, okay, do I need to watch this again? How many times am I going to watch, like, people getting shot in the head in, like, this kind of way? And so, as it was with John Wick, when it was not a franchise, and then it became one. So, hey, that's the thing, fucking take a fucking gamble, you cunts, every now and again to start a new franchise rather than just looking over like, oh, what Marvel property do we need to go over now? Oh, fucking Blue Beetle, Birdie Beetle, and all this crap. And just like, taking every single property that's in like the comic lines and stuff, which doesn't seem to be doing too good. Like, what was it called? Black Adam? Like, what? Not that I give a fuck about that, but I mean, it's got a big star at the helm of it, and still, no one gave a fuck and didn't watch it. I'm so fucking glad. I am so fucking glad. I'm looking at all these cunt crap movies that I haven't seen, but seeing them lose money, like new Indiana Jones, which I was gonna watch, but fuck you. I didn't get a preview screening for it, so fuck you. I ain't paying money for this slop. And I don't need to. Like, a movie like that, like, I just watch it through Red Letter Media. I don't need to watch the movie. And they're watching it like, and they didn't even seem to hate it that much, but they were just like, whatever, it's bullcrap and it's not particularly enjoyable. But they were like, it's bland and boring, and even just looking at it, it does seem to be quite bland and boring. Speaking of bland and boring, I got some trailers to talk about, but fuck it. I'm not watching them again, but we got a Willy Wonka trailer. Willy Wonka going around fucking making chocolate. Oh, to give to all the fucking kids, yeah? Oh, isn't chocolate fucking marvelous and magical? And this movie looks like such a fucking woman's movie. Like, even more than this Barbie fucking movie that's coming out. I'm not saying that in a mean way or whatever. I don't know, fuck you women, but it just seems like it's first of all, I don't give a crap about it. I'm not going, but it's got like, just like hunky dude in the lead role. It's like a whimsical, make your dreams come true with the power of chocolate. And you got all these fat women watching, like, I will make my dreams come true. I just gotta eat another. Willy Wonka. So yeah, it's a Wonka. God, when I heard about this movie, it's just, again, like, these writers need to be fucking beheaded with a fucking butter knife in public. But fucking, just how much do you need to cannibalize our fucking culture with this shit? Like, I mean, Willy Wonka, it's weird that it's actually like actual chocolate. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I see it around. But and I like the chocolate. I like the candy. I fucking love, I fucking love them. Nerds rope and everything. The fucking bomb. But you only got, including this movie, 3 movies, I believe. I mean, not counting any straight to Laserdisc animated movies that they might have come out. But yeah, they had the first one, and the first one's fine enough. It is what it is. Like, it's literally meant to be a fucking commercial for the chocolate. And they, for what that is, they kind of went all in, I mean, I guess it's also an adaptation of the fucking book. But, the original movie, just thinking about it makes me hungry. Like, it's just cool. It's just a fun kids movie, like a fun fantasy, as in, like a fantasy of going to a chocolate factory and getting to drink all the chocolate you want, but then getting like, fucked up by a psychopathic chocolate factory owner. By the way, I think those kind of edges are going to be smoothed out in this new one by the looks of things, but who knows? I don't know. I'll never know. I'm not watching this fucking movie ever. Like, I'll die and I just will have never seen it. Never, ever. I'll never be able to watch it. Never. And and the new one was terrible. But so with this trailer, I mean, it looks pretty womanly. There was one joke in there that made me laugh, where it's like, "Oi, oi there, governor," and it says like, "No daydreaming, 5 pence, fine." Very fucking British humor. I swear I've seen that joke around before, but whatever. That's as good as it got for me with like, with laughing. I'm gonna get all woke now though, but I've got a real fucking problem with this movie and a certain other movie coming out. I think, I don't know, but let's talk about diversity and whatever. So we got one of the Oompa Loompas in the movie, and it's Hugh Jackman, obviously. So he's playing the Oompa Loompa. He's like he's a short-statured person. That's what it is, but he's orange and everything. He's orange. He's Trump. Short, orange, and stuck in a glass jar in a prison cell. So through the fucking beautiful magic of CGI, they've composed his face onto this. Why didn't they cast an actual, little insignificant, short-statured, small-ass person? If you can even call him a person. No, but like, it just seems that way because and the other movie is Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, which I think it's still being called that. I mean, I should be looking this shit up, but oh no, I think it's just called Snow White. Well, it should be called Snow Off-White. Anyway, Peter Dinklage had a fucking shit fit about it. He was like, "Oh, what? Dwarves? We can't have them in movies." You cut them out. They gotta look like a bunch of fucking hipsters. So I think there was like a photo recently from the set, and they're just, one of them is a midget or whatever the fuck you call him. I'm just gonna say midget. Fuck you. But and then I saw there was like another guy who he's like a midget wrestler, and I think he's trying to get into acting as well. And he was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like this." I'm sure it's a fucking Disney movie, like one of these shit Disney remakes. I'm sure it's going to be like, you understand how respectful they are. Like, they're so fucking, like, no sharp edges, no, like, so smooth. Don't offend anyone, no, except for like right wingers who are like, oh, where's my fucking ginger in the Little Mermaid movie? Aside from that, like, don't offend anyone. We must have every cast all over the world and whatever. But they don't want dwarves, it seems. So this guy, like, yeah, so they're not going to be like, I don't think that the original, as in the animated one, was so disrespectful. Like, what's wrong with them? They're characters anyway. So to have them in, but this guy was saying like that's 7 dwarves, 7 midget actors that aren't getting work now. So fuck you. What the hell? What's going on? And that's literally what's happened. It's just like what happened with that Rub and Tug movie, where it's like, oh, Scarlett Johansson's playing a trans woman, and it's like a high-paying actress, huge actress, fronting a film about trans, putting out a trans story about trans people, and it's like, wow, it's gonna give them so much visibility, and it's like, playing all over the world, maybe, but at least it's like a big film with a trans story at the center. But it's like, no, she's not actually trans, she can't do it, so the film just doesn't get made. So fuck you then. There isn't going to be any visibility. So yeah, again, it's another reason why we need to get the cartel, and we need to get these writers in Hollywood, and we need to have them fucking beheaded and scalped, and that bit from Bone Tomahawk, we need that happening to them or more in public. And in front of with multiple cameras live streaming at all times. You'd probably have to pay for that, and I'd fucking, whatever money I have, I'd pay to see that shit. Oh, just take that. What the fuck? Why are you? And same with I guess the diversity hire people as well. They need to be equally decapitated, because they're just not actually doing their jobs. They're not putting dwarves in a fucking movie where it's like, yes, this is just a dwarf character. It's sleepy. No, it's not happening. So I don't fucking get it, and I'm literally woke about this. Like, why is there not a dwarf actor in this Wonka movie? No one's even throwing a shit fit. It's like, how fucking backwards, how ass backwards have we got? The original 1971 film had a bunch of midget actors. They were all playing all these Oompa Loompas. Got a fucking song in my head now. But and then the gay remake came out. The fucking remake that you watch and it sucks out your soul. They had only one actor in it, a midget actor, but it was just the one, and they just used green screen and everything to replicate him over and over. So all right, that's a good way of not having to pay so many people. Just pay one guy, and you're paying him half as much as well. And then we get the new one, and there's none. There's fucking none, and no one's even throwing a shit fit about it apart from me. I should be on Twitter right now being or blue checkmark about it. Oh, was there any fucking the person of little stature in a fucking Wonka movie? We got Hugh Jackman. Fuck that guy. I was gonna call him a cracker, but he's orange, so what's the slur against Oompa Loompas? Anyway, whatever. I don't really give a fuck about that movie. But I will watch the trailer again real quick just to really check. Oh, and I'd also need to look at the Snow White fucking movie, piece of shit. Maybe I'm just completely horrifically wrong about Snow White, and that all the dwarves, the so-called dwarves that I'm looking at, aren't even, they actually are dwarves. But I don't think, but they aren't. I'm looking at the image now, and there's 7 people. It's just Snow White and the 7 people. Snow White and the 6 people and the 1 dwarf. There's 1 fucking dwarf here. Just 7 magical creatures. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Seriously, you're making it less diverse. What the fuck is going on? What the actual fuck is going on? You're trying to be more woke and more diverse, but actually, your sensibilities are so sensitive that you have less diversity. There's literally 6 people midgets that could have got this role that don't. What the fuck, man? Now I'm woke. How can I be the woke one here? What the fuck is going on? I mean, obviously they got a bunch of black people and whatever that are like these magical creatures, but God, I don't know. Like one image in this movie looks like shit already, and yeah, I don't give a fuck. I should give a fuck, because fuck these Disney movies. Like, they get me so riled up. And not even, like, for the reasons that they rile up you racists. Anyway, let's have a look at some trailers. Alright, fuck that Wonka movie. On to another kids movie coming out later in the year. Napoleon! So I've just been watching the trailer again for that, and first of all, Ridley Scott needs to fire his color gradist and then have him beheaded in public. It's not like the main thing that I should be focusing on, but goddamn, man, can you just show, like, why does it have to be just like this wash of color? Like, I think I've already gone over the fucking reasons, but it just seems to be like, just to hide CGI and whatever, and I don't know, like, just, it's as if you filmed it, and then you take, like, the main color that's in the shot, and then you've used that color to wash over the fucking frame. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. It makes you film like crap. Why are you pissing and shitting all over your movie? Anyway, trailer looks, you know, it might be something. You know, I'm kind of eager for it. You know, I mean, it's not Stanley Kubrick meticulously going into ridiculous detail and with his Napoleon film, but hey, at least we got this. And you know, with Ridley Scott, I mean, God, I'm not on good terms with him at all. I mean, fucking guy, like, talking shit about Marvel movies and everything, and I'm sure they're not. I haven't seen many Marvel movies lately, but I'm sure they're better than the crap he was putting out with, like, House of Gucci and The Last Duel, you know, just these flat-out, incompetent, horrible-looking movies. But we'll see. We'll see. Nothing in the trailer gets me too horny, but no, we'll see. I'll be checking it out. I'm excited enough. I mean, I'm hardly excited at all, but it'll be something, you know. It'll really be something. I was watching the trailer and like showing like his rise to the throne, his taking of the throne. And I'm literally thinking in my head, spoilers. Why are you putting this in the trailer? Yeah. I wonder how many. Wonder what the historical revisionism. I mean, not revisionism, but just like, you know, certain historical inaccuracies and this and that. You know, maybe a lot of the time in a movie, it's done for like, you know, fucking narrative reasons or whatever. But I always like going to that Hollywood versus History website, and yeah, when this movie comes out, I'll be going there and seeing like what's what. But yeah, honestly, I don't really have much to say. It's a very mainstream kind of trailer where it's just like, you know, the music's just like, yeah, man. It's like, yeah, this is epic sauce. You know, real fedora tipping. Yeah, I really see, like, no fucking movie, like, that has a trailer, aside from Wonka, I guess, is, like, free from having some pop song of some sort, like, just get, like, a cover of it getting thrown in, you know? Like, we have the national anthem by Radiohead, I believe, being used in this trailer, so it's there. It's like, you know, it doesn't really gel at all. It's like they just put it there. I mean, you got the fucking name of the song, but no one's gonna know. I mean, unless you know the song. Well, whatever. I don't really. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm not excited, but I'll watch it when it comes out. You know, we'll see. We'll see when we see. So before I head, did you guys use that KFC app recently where they had the Christmas in July savings? Wow, look at all these savings, you know. You get a fucking crunch burger that's usually $10 for only $1. Like a meal burger, meal hamburger, you get that for only $5, and like a twister for $1 and whatever. Yeah. as I expected, like, and it only works through the app, and it only works from 3 till 5. And as I expected, when on the first day of KFC Christmas, right at 3 o'clock, I went on, and it just was not working. And I'm like, oh great, well, all right, fuck you then. I think it got working later on, and it really pissed me off sometimes when I'd look at it and it would just say, "Oh, we got a feast with free delivery," and I'm like, "Oh, I don't need free delivery. I live right next to one. I live in a KFC." Yeah, I got really pissed off because one of them, like, was like, get a fucking burger, and I hit redeem, and then it was like, do you still want to go to this KFC, because you can like order it. You can order it and like get it later, like when you're in the restaurant, you hit the button and then they'll start making it, you know. So I had done that at a different KFC, but like I want the one that's near my house, so I changed it as I was going through, and then like I guess it kind of just got fucked up, and it just didn't go through. Like I couldn't get, it wasn't in my cart, you know. It wasn't in my cart, and I couldn't check it out, and I couldn't go back to that coupon again. I'm like, oh fuck, you ruined my whole fucking lunchtime now, you motherfuckers. So yeah, I was really pissed off and unsurprised that happened, and yeah, I guess a few issues here and there, but yummy. $1 Zinger Crunch Twister, hey, not bad. Is that what they're called? I thought they were called that at Red Rooster. Anyway, fuck you, Red Rooster. And fuck you, KFC, I guess. I don't know, man. I need to start eating better food. It doesn't even matter what I eat anymore now, because I just drink instead. Oh, and one last thing with continuing on with the movies, but so John Wick 3, like I noticed, like it's MA rated, but then it's R rated on, like I think like specifically 4K Blu-ray, and then my friend was telling me like it got censored at one point. He was like, "That's bullshit, eh?" And yeah, I looked it up as to what the censorship was, and what it is that John Wick is like stabs a guy in the eye. But in the censored version, like it zooms in a bit, so there's no real, temporal editing. The movie remains at its runtime. So it zooms in on him, and he stabs the guy in the eye, but you can't see the actual impact of the knife going into the eyeball. And I had read about that just recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that in the movie. And it's just one of those fucking things that I gotta be honest, where I prefer it that way. I can remember seeing it in the movie, and I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is censored. I had no idea, and it just seemed better just to like, I was like, oh, it's cool, the camera's zooming in, you know, it just makes it more tense because they're kind of struggling a little bit, and he stabs him in the eye, and it's like off screen, and I was like, oh, whoa, yeah, he got him, you know. I gotta say, you know, you don't really need it, and it seems to benefit because, you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, if you don't see it, it's sexier. You know, so yeah, so I gotta say I'm down with censorship now. You know, it just makes things better, you know, especially with your political censorship, you know, hey, if you wanna make political points in movies, you gotta be surreal like Louis Buñuel, so, you know, look at it. You know, your films get weird and crazy, but they still got a political undercurrent. And it's like, whoa, yeah. Otherwise, he's just making a film where someone's like, I don't like the current state in whichever fucking country, you know. So anyway, I'm going to circumcise this podcast now. It's been the David Morgan, man. Experience, boy. Get your KFC app. Yeah, I really have deleted that app, and yeah, it's just not good. It's just, I should eat an apple like a donkey. Just don't eat it off the fucking ground like an idiot. Like, pick it up with my teeth and then chomp in it, and then chew and swallow, and then, yeah, bend back down and get it off the ground with my fucking teeth again and eat it, you know. Yeah, makes you think, like, how dumb are four-legged animals, you know. What a bunch of fucking idiots, you know. You should just murder them all, you know. What's the point, you know? Grow up, you know. Stand on your legs and use your hands, you idiots. Get some thumbs. Hell, some of you don't even have fingers, like, at all. You don't really have any paws. I mean, what's wrong with you? I'm sure animals look at humans and like, well, good luck walking around like scraping up your fucking feet, your fucking paper thin flesh, I could get electrocuted and it doesn't bother me at all. I could get fucking, what's it called? Where they stick the hot thing. What the fuck's that called? But yeah, you do that to cows and they're like, ow. You do that to a person. Ooh. Yeah. Fucking animals. They're going to take over one day.